All right, this is going to be the last segment in my Hakuna Matata Gets an Air Horn series. So here's the existing horn that I have, which replaced the original equipment horns that were mounted in there someplace that I should have just left alone, but they weren't loud enough. I replaced that horn with a big electric one, and that big electric one ended up going bad and causing a short, and it blew the fuse in the horn circuit. And so what that caused, there's other things on that same fuse, and it stops the throttle work from working on the bus. So you're basically broke down if your horn fuse blows. Kind of ridiculous on the one hand, but maybe that was purposefully designed in it, that if the horn doesn't work, you can't go anywhere. I don't know. So when I figured all that mess out, I added this relay. Now this relay is getting power from back there with its own fuse, and so now the original equipment horn wire, which I think is that one right there, only powers this relay and not the horn. So it's taken the load off the circuit. So if we ever get a short circuit or the horn goes bad again, we're not going to have that same problem again. So I'm giving you the long story here because the easy way for me to connect the air horn is just to tie in with the two wires that are activating this solenoid right here. And that's exactly what I'm getting ready to do. Here's the wire we're going to use. 16-2, two conductor. It's the real copper thing. It's not that copper clad stuff. Got this on Amazon, and it was reasonably priced. It's direct bury, so it's got a nice tough outer shield, so I don't need to put any extra loom on the wire. All right, this is going well so far. I've already fed my wire from one end to the other, and it's not zip tied in place or nothing, but it's in place. And we're making our electrical connection here at the end. I've got a piece of heat shrink tubing slid on here and two pieces of heat shrink here. I've already soldered these wires, so we're gonna put some little short pieces of heat shrink like that, and then bring that one down over it after these are set, and then we can install the coil back on the valve, the solenoid, and start to zip tie this thing from the bottom to the top. Lovely. We are just about done. So I got some Loctite, the blue Loctite on that nut, just a dot. And here's our electrical, zip tied. And I provided, there's about 1.5 feet, maybe, yeah, about 1.5 feet of extra wire here for service loop, just in case something goes wrong somewhere. We're going over the battery box. Right, here's the other side of the battery box. And there's our little wire cruising across over that bracket. And then we're running right there, which I don't think you can see. Might need, yeah, I got a zip tie right there in the sunlight. All right, so from the front of the battery box up the side of the frame, we come up here, going across, tied in this bundle behind this bracket here. And we're getting ready to make our last connections. So these two wires here are the original wires that used to go directly to the horn, and these are the ones that activate this relay. The relay gets its power from this gray wire and sends it out to the horn with that purple wire, and here's the ground for the horn. So all we got to do is crimp a couple terminals on there, which I have right here, and that's really kind of a lot of wire to be asking to go in there, but crossing our fingers. We're going to get to use our brand new crimper tool here. I'm liking this. It's made exactly for these terminals. I'll take that. That looks real good. So now the horn ought to blow now without even being connected to that relay. Let's give it a try. Let's see. Fantastic. Another job well done.